Tomorrow morning, you wake up with $810 million in your hands. What will you do? Quit your job? Fly to the Maldives? Buy a supercar? Call your mom first or call your ex? Sounds like a dream. That is the truth because God has blessed you with luck. But sometimes, luck that comes at the wrong time is the most dangerous curse. According to research by NEFE, National Endowment for Financial Education, nearly 70% of lottery winners in the US and many European countries, many lottery winners go bankrupt within 3 to 5 years. They don't just lose money. The truth is, it's the beginning of a nightmare. Debt, divorce, depression, loss of health, family breakdown, and even loss of life. Why is that? Because you can win $810 million overnight, but you cannot win the skills to keep money, the financial mindset, or the ability to master yourself. And when $810 million comes too quickly, and you are not ready, it will destroy your life faster than poverty. Money does not change people. It only magnifies who you truly are. If you are weak, chaotic, lacking foundation, money will not save you. It will drag you faster into the abyss. And in this video, I am not just talking about $810 million. I will share with you vital lessons, compiled from financial experts, wealth management advisors, and leading money behavior researchers in the US. Among them, some were once private advisors to billionaires, people who have dedicated their careers to finding out why do people get rich and then collapse, and how to avoid repeating that mistake. This is a video sharing how to survive after you unexpectedly become rich, how to keep your money, and keep yourself. Who knows, maybe tomorrow afternoon you will check your lottery ticket and find out you won the jackpot. Don't forget to thank me by subscribing to the channel. Imagine, you are living a very normal life, working 6 days a week, earning just enough to pay for rent, car, and food. You are not dirt poor, but you don't have much extra either. And your boss scolds you every day. One day, passing by a convenience store, you stop in to buy a carton of milk. Then you casually buy a $2 lottery ticket. No expectations. Simply thinking, maybe, God sees I am suffering too much. Then you completely forget about it. The next day, you see on TV, Mega Millions jackpot, $810 million. You smile slightly, open your wallet to check. 6 numbers, matching. You stand frozen, no shouting, no crying, cannot utter a word, only your heart pounding, and your mind blank because you just became one of the luckiest people on the planet. What will you do? Who will you tell first? Who will be the last to know? And why? But then, a few minutes later, you no longer feel happy. Instead, it's a vague fear. Fear of losing the ticket, fear of it tearing, fear of someone knowing, fear of being scammed when cashing in the ticket, fear of being followed, fear of not knowing what to do next. And that is just the beginning. When you suddenly have $810 million in your hand, you are not just dealing with money. You are facing a series of sweet traps, beautiful on the outside, but silently eroding everything you have. Trap number 1. You want to tell someone you just won $810 million. You're happy. You are shocked. And then, you want to share. You think, I will only tell my family, it should be fine. But this is a fatal mistake, because if just one person knows, the next day the whole neighborhood, all of Facebook, and then the entire country will know within an hour. And then the nightmare begins. Relatives come asking for loans. With the reason, we are blood relatives, dear. Old friends suddenly appear, inviting you to invest in a surefire project. Strangers message you. I have liked you since 9th grade but never dared to say so. And the bad guys don't message at all. They quietly observe, meticulously planning every step. You haven't even had time to spend the money. Just revealed the good news. But the whole world has already started to surround you with greed, deceit, and danger. The result, the first freedom you lose. is the right to live normally. Trap number 2, quitting your job immediately. You think you are free. You lose your routine. You lose your rhythm of life. And you start spending money as a way to fill the void. You fall into a state of doing nothing, not knowing what to do, so spending to be happy. And money doesn't disappear in one big purchase, but gradually, one small item at a time, without you noticing. Trap number 3, helping family and friends. You just got $810 million. And you think the first thing you should do is help family and friends. Sounds noble, kind, and right, doesn't it? Yes, but not at the right time. The reality is, right now, you need to stabilize your mindset, learn how to keep money, and build a solid foundation first. They don't actually need the money as urgently as you need to be clear-headed, but you rush to distribute the money right away to relatives, friends, family, thinking help whoever you can. The result? They get used to being given things without effort. They create false expectations that you will always be responsible for taking care of the whole family. When you stop giving, they complain. And if you continue to give, you become depleted. And in the end, you lose all your money. You lose all your relationships. And they don't get any better either. The harsh truth is, money given away too soon can destroy their entire future. Because instead of standing on their own feet, they learn to rely on you. You are not a walking ATM. You owe no one anything, not even family. Learn how to help the right way. At the right time. What do you think? Giving money to family immediately after winning the lottery. Is it loyalty? Or is it pushing yourself into a position of being exploited? Or should you wait a few years before sharing? If you have ever witnessed a family break apart because of money, please share this video as a warning to them. Comment honestly below. I know this is a question that turns many families from close friends into enemies. Trap number 4, spending money to prove that I am rich. You just got money and you think it's time to live like a truly rich person. So you buy a supercar, acquire a mansion, wear a diamond watch, book VIP tables, tip thousands of dollars, live like in a movie. But wait, you think you are living like the rich. You are just playing the role of a rich person in a superficial play. And the danger is, the audience of that play is real people. They are watching every purchase you make to judge, exploit, or find a way to take it away. What about the truly rich? They don't need to prove anything. They don't need to show off to gain recognition. They live to control money, not to let money control their emotions. They buy assets, not recognition. They invest in systems, not momentary attention. If you need to prove you are rich, it means you are not rich enough. And the more you spend to prove it, the closer you get to collapse. Trap number 5. Immediately starting a business after getting money. You think, now I have money. No need to work for others anymore. I will be my own boss. I will start my own business. Sounds appealing. But this is the most dangerous trap that people who suddenly come into money often fall into. Why? Because 9 out of 10 new businesses will fail in the first 2 years. Because you have never done business before. But you start by pouring money in as if you are playing a game. You light a fire with a dream that has no blueprint and a pile of money, which could be the savings of 9 generations or all the luck God gave you, just due to a lack of understanding. The result? No system, no skills, no mentor. And what you burn is not just money, but trust, relationships, and the future. Want to be your own boss? Yes, but learn first. Start small, test the market, And don't be foolish enough to immediately throw $100 million into an idea from that beautiful best friend who once rejected your advances when you were poor without verification. Money helps you start, but knowledge, experience, and patience will help you survive. According to you, when you have $810 million in hand, what do you need to learn? Next is the psychology of the lonely rich. You used to be poor, and when you suddenly had a lot of money, you didn't feel happy. You felt anxious about losing it, anxious about others knowing, anxious about spending it wrong, investing it wrong, helping the wrong people, anxious about being scammed by your own family, anxious about not being sober enough to keep it long term, anxious about not living long enough to spend it all, anxious about no one truly loving you anymore, anxious about your children growing up spoiled by money, and even anxious that, even with money, you still feel empty. You used to be poor, but your mind was once free. Now you are rich, but your mind is constantly tense. You no longer trust anyone. You dare not love, dare not marry, dare not make new friends, dare not enjoy life as before. You live in a villa spanning over 1,000 square meters, but your heart feels like you are sitting in a special cell on death row. Don't let the dream of having money turn into a golden prison. And the cruelest irony, winning the lottery is a form of psychological trauma. But society doesn't allow you to say that. Because you are rich. Complaining is ungrateful. The more isolated you become, the less empathy you receive. You once dreamed, when I have money, I will live differently. But once you have it, you truly understand. Keeping money is hard. Keeping a stable mindset when you have money is 10 times harder. Money can give you a better life, but if you have never prepared your mindset, knowledge, and habits, money will crush you from the inside. You don't need to wait until you win the lottery to learn how to live with it. You need to learn right now to prepare before you win the jackpot, because God is always watching and grants you a miracle. You still think people lose money because they overspend? Wrong. Some people don't spend anything at all. They are silent, careful, don't show off. Yet, they still end up broke. But why? Before I answer, imagine this scene. You are having dinner with your family. Your cousin walks in, sits down at the table, looks at you, then looks at the wallet you left beside you, doesn't ask, "How have you been?" but asks, "Did you really win the lottery?" From that moment on, their eyes are no longer filled with affection. They are filled with calculation. You are no longer a sibling, a child, a friend. You are a walking ATM. You start to be afraid. Not afraid of being poor, but afraid of the very people who were once closest to you. Now, do you understand? Lottery winners don't lose money because they overspend. They lose money because they are not psychologically prepared to live with it. When you have too much money, but your mind is still that of a poor person, money doesn't lift you up. Money drags you down. Because now, all around you is money and greed. Because relatives sue you, demanding a share, even though no one bought you a single lottery ticket. Because your spouse secretly drains your accounts, then disappears. Because fake financial experts trick you into investing in things you don't understand. And some people are killed just because family members know they won the lottery and want to take everything. A true story. It shocked the U.S. Jack Whitaker, living in West Virginia, U.S., became famous when he won the largest Powerball jackpot in the world, with a prize of $315 million in 2002, equivalent to about $1.2 billion in 2025. He once thought he was the luckiest person in the world, but a few years later, his daughter and granddaughter became addicted to drugs and died. Money doesn't kill you. But if your mind hasn't grown as big as the money in your hands, you will destroy everything yourself. His wife divorced him. He was robbed, sued, and threatened, lost all his money, and finally, died in loneliness. Before he passed away, he said something that made the whole world shiver. "I wish I had never won the lottery." What do you think? Can money be the worst thing if it comes when you are not ready? Comment right now. The scariest thing is not poverty. Money doesn't kill you. But if your mind hasn't grown as big as the money in your hands, you will destroy everything yourself. This is the solution for you. You spend your whole life earning money. Then you use your health to keep money. Finally, you use money to buy back the health you sacrificed. Sound familiar? That is the most dangerous cycle for people with large assets, but no preparation. And if you cannot break that cycle, you will become rich in the short term, but poor in the long term. Perhaps even lose the chance to be poor. South, if one day you actually win the lottery, what should you do? Not spend money, not buy a house, buy a car, not even inform your entire family. The first thing you should do is to relearn how to live. Because when you have too much money, the problem is no longer what to do with the money, but how to survive when you have money. You need to relearn how to stay silent, because your safety depends on it. Be clear-headed when making decisions, because one small mistake can cost you a lifetime. Filter your inner circle, because not everyone is happy for you. Build a comprehensive protection system. Financial, legal, health, mental. Getting rich overnight is easy, but maintaining peace of mind is the hardest thing. You don't need to spend money, you need time to adapt to yourself. When you suddenly become someone the whole world looks at as a walking ATM, a person who can buy everything except peace. If you have ever been in a state of confusion because of a large sum of money, even if it wasn't a lottery win, please leave a dot below. We are not alone. And if you haven't won the lottery yet, still poor? Excellent. You are in the safest position to prepare for a large sum of money to come to you. Learn right now, so that if money comes, you can keep it. And I want to ask you something. Suppose tomorrow you win $810 million. What is the first thing you will do? Comment honestly below. There is no right or wrong answer. Only those who are aware and those who are not yet aware. And think about it. If you win the lottery and don't help your friends, are you ungrateful? Orion, is that the only way to protect yourself? I want to know. Do you lean towards emotion or reason? Feel free to share honestly, because here no one will judge you. And if you have watched this far, don't stop. The next video I am preparing will be even more valuable. How to earn your first $1 million at 25 without winning the lottery. 15 assets the truly rich own. No one teaches you in school. How the rich use debt to create money, while ordinary people fear debt their whole lives. Press follow and don't leave this journey, because it might save you. Before you lose everything, winning the lottery doesn't make you rich. Winning the lottery only gives you money. But having money does not mean having freedom. Having money does not mean happiness. Having money means nothing if you haven't learned how to live properly with it. You might win the lottery. You might have hundreds of millions of dollars. But if you are not mature enough to live with money, then it will not change your life, but will change your destiny. For the worse, you don't need to wait for a lottery ticket to change your life. What you need is to change your mind, change your mindset, change how you treat money every day. Being rich is not about how much money you have. Being rich is when you are no longer controlled by money. If you have watched this far, you are already richer than many people out there because you know a truth they haven't dared to face. See you in the next video, where you learn how to become free without winning the lottery. Congratulations on gaining new insights. Follow the channel for more interesting knowledge.